What is going on, everybody? So in this video, I'm going to walk you through an exact example of how I'm using Claude specifically. You can use GPT, doesn't really matter, but I think Claude is the best model for copywriting. And I'm going to show you, everyone talks about, okay, use these different AI tools for your content, but they don't actually show you like how. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to take you through an exact example of how I'm helping one of my clients crush his copy. So let's dive in. So first and foremost, if you haven't and aren't already familiar with Claude, the same principle you can do with GPT, but what the foundation, what I do here, and I've done this now with, I don't know, at least 10 different people where I'm helping them set up their Claude and project knowledge. Because once you set this up effectively, that's when it starts to get really fun. So with this client, what we did here is I transcribed like 20 of his different testimonials. So I have the project knowledge has that. We have his webinar script. We have a whole doc with information about him, um, all of his information about his avatar and messaging. And then because he's a client, we did a kickoff call and I got a bunch of other juicy stuff. And then I just used Fathom and transcribed that call and threw it up in the project knowledge. So project knowledge is essentially giving the AI a bunch of context, right? Because the thing with a lot of these AI tools, and I think where people fall short, is they don't understand that you need to have context and you need to have specificity. And if you can use those things, it makes a world's difference. So I'm helping him. We've already built out his webinar, his VSL funnel. We've already had all the different email segmentations of the people based on their behavior, like people who registered but didn't attend, people who dropped off before the pitch, and people who watched the whole thing but didn't book a call, right? And so after all those different specific nurture sequences, I wanted to create 12 new newsletter emails. And so like, look how specific I'm getting. For content, these people have opted into his list because they're looking for a change of their career. Most of them opted in for his webinar and they're in one of these following buckets. So I'm being super specific of where they are. Keep in mind, they've already received about 8 to 10 follow-up emails from him. So they were not ready to take action. And then the goal is to continue nurturing these people, build more trust. And so I've talked about this in other content videos, but I've distilled content into 6 buckets. It's actually, that's funny here. I think I only have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I'm missing one of them. Oh, I removed, I see what I did there. But basically, I'm wanting to diversify the content into social proof and authority, industry insights, objection handling, personal stories, philosophy, positioning, call to action. So I'm like telling it like I want these kind of emails with these types of content. And then I wanted to use, he just told me he has this new testimonial. So I put hers, her name's Malika. And then I kind of just summed up some information about her testimonial. Now, it gave me 12 newsletters here that were pretty good, but here's where most people fall off is they're either using just this initial version, which is it's good, but it's not great. And usually you can tell this, right? Like you're reading someone's email or content and you're like, this is for sure AI. And that's where I think a lot of people fall short. You have to kind of feng shui something. So in that first email, what I did, oh, let's see. Oh, I actually added preview text because this is also a very important side note in your content. I think it's like 24% of people open an email based on the preview text, which is the little bit of copy underneath the um, subject line. But anyways, I digress. So then I actually went in and like feng shuied a little bit of this first email here. So like I changed the beginning because the initial one it gave me was a little bit I don't know if it was like robotic is the right word, but like I'm trying to make it personalized. So I told it, can you please shorten this email and modify it and keep the changes I made in the first third of the email? Because I thought the second part was pretty good. And then it gave me a shorter version. And then I actually went into the Google Doc and like here would be the final email. But I'm trying to like showcase here in this example, like, look how I'm not letting it, I'm taking the first answer. Like you have to work with it. And because I know Ben, he's a client and I know him so well and his voice and who he's speaking to, I'm able to go in and kind of massage this where it's giving me 80% of the work, but this final 20%, like you can't sleep on it. And so whatever your business is, whatever your unique voice, you want to sort of, I call it like Jakeify it, or for him, Benify it, or whatever your name, ify it, to make it actually authentic. And this will help you stand out amongst the rest. And so, again, I'm just showing you like one other example here of like me giving it feedback. So, like, can you share less about networking and how in this email? A little bit more discreet, but emphasize the fact that a lot of jobs don't get publicly, and that when you know how to tap into the other 80%, then you start getting way more interviews. So, this is sort of just like a marketing 101 thing, which I maybe is ironic because I'm literally doing the opposite, in that you want to be a little bit discreet and not show people the how always, but say like when you're talking about a methodology, you don't want to like show your cards. You want to kind of like reserve that for the people who are paying clients, or who kind of move forward with you. But anyways, I just wanted to give this example of how I'm using Claude on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, so if you have any questions or are interested in learning more about how I could help you, just send me a message. But this video alone should give you a lot of just like initial context. But when you really do a deep dive and like set up your product knowledge effectively, and then, when I can help you create custom prompts, it really sets you up for success, because once you kind of get some of this going, the AI starts to know you and remember you. And that's where the game gets fun. So peace, guys. And yep, you know where to find me.